this. We got a guy down the hall who's working on another show. He's all, you gotta bring me in when Jason's here. I gotta meet him because he's a huge fan. So a lot of people have grown up and watching you because you were there at the start, right?
Yeah, very beginning. Yep, very beginning. Well, came in episode 14, but yeah, I was there from the beginning of the show. So
that's awesome. What was that like when you first kicked it off? Because when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, this might be like just another one of those fads. Because as I was growing up, there'd be different fads, but you guys kind of held on, and you still are going strong.
Yeah. It's been 20 years now, right?
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah, well, the movie, a little bit more than that. The movie, June, this year, has been 21 years, so about 22 years. But yeah, I used to watch Voltron, Robotech, all that kind of stuff. So, I remember, when Power Rangers came and everyone thought it was going to be a silly, cheesy show, but then realized that, kids love cheese stuff. I mean, I say it all the time, but it's true, like cheese sticks and cheese sandwiches. So one of those shows that the kids loved it, and they just ate up on it, and it was. It still hasn't changed today. I mean, I like the way they're keeping it because that's the old episodes can look like the newer ones. The monster's still the same. Japanese footage, it all looks the same. Yeah. So we just changed different characters and storylines and stuff like that. So it's been fun, and I've been embracing where I was for many years. And this is not my job. I mean, I run martial arts schools, and I got a online training course, trainmejdf.com, where I can train people from around the world. And this, I just really, like you were saying, reaching out to my fans and doing social media, and like people like you can spread the message, to continue doing what you want to do and never give up on your dreams.
Right. That's. Oh, I'm sorry, Nate.
No, I was going to bring up the martial arts because you've been doing that pretty much your whole life, right? Since you were a kid.
Since I was 4 years old. Yeah, I'm 41. I train, I fight still, and I just teach people.
You fight competitively?
Yeah, I did. I have like 7 fights. I'm waiting for. I know the rumors that CM Punk thing going, but I'm still calling him out on that. And he signed his first fight to the UFC with no experience, so I just throw that out there. But anyway, that's been going for the last year and a half, 2 years. So I am gonna get that fight one way or another. So.
Well, it looks like you probably won a lot of fights. You kept the goods intact, no major scars,
Yeah. Well, that's one thing when I do fight. I don't mind getting punched in the face, but it's the elbows, that's in the ears. I've drained my ears so many times, so I don't have big cauliflower ears. Just stick a needle in there and drain them.
Oh gosh!
So, but if you don't drain them, then they become like big cauliflower ears.
Oh, is that what happens?
Some people like them. I mean, some of the times, that's how they're. I think it's their experience sometimes. Having those kind of ears is kind of like, hey, take a look,
Makes them look tough.
Yeah, and I look and I go,
it's like that moment in, what was that book, Catcher in the Rye or something? He's standing there in the mirror with a bloody nose just looking, I'm pretty tough, actually.
Yeah.
So how often do you go to the different, I know that Comic-Cons have I don't know, is it in the last 5 years they've left San Diego? I mean, not literally left San Diego, but spread around the country.
Yeah, I'm with Wizard World now. Wizard World is a really big organization. I love working with them. Been for 3 years. Wizard World started a long time ago by Wizard World magazine. They used to cover a lot of conventions and things and toys and all that stuff. And then it became a brand, Wizard World brand, and started touring. And we went from 6 shows to 16 shows to 20 something shows to 30 shows probably next year to 40. But yeah, it's Wizard World's a really great brand that brings you top quality people. But I like Wizard World because they're fan oriented. A lot of conventions San Diego's cool. I've been there. Yeah, it's very corporate. It's oh my gosh, it's so big. It's and I want my fans to leave happy. So we bring that big style convention to these Wizard World shows Sacramento. Last year was really packed in there.
Yeah.
And so it's supposed to be bigger this year, and it's just fun stuff. If you don't know, it's really a mixture full of things like artists and comic books and toys and actors, and it's friend and family where you can come in there and see people dress up. And,
I don't see how you have to only be into comic books to go to Comic-Con. I mean, there's just so much to see.
Yeah.
And I've heard you on other shows where I think that I think some perceptions from people maybe a little bit older is a bunch of nerds that haven't showered and stuff that.
Man.
But it's a ton of fun,
it is.
And I don't think some people know that, you mentioned.
Yeah, man, I think, I skydive and I teach in the wind tunnels, the simulated wind tunnels, which I fly, and they are opening one here in Sacramento. Which
Really?
is
Really?
I haven't heard anything about this.
Simulated,
Me neither.
yeah,
Gotta get down
simulated
there.
wind tunnel. Yeah, it's called iFly in Sacramento, and I just saw them building it, and I was like, darn it, I'm gonna miss them, but next year. But I teach there, and the point to this is like, I do it because I love it, like for fun, and so for the passion of these shows, I love doing it. So when you say like everyone shows up and and like you said, sweaty nerds, whatever.
Right.
This is their getaway, man. This is like, and not all of them are like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that,
right.
Then if they're a nerd, I'm a nerd, man, because I'm here every
We're
every
all nerds
convention,
if
you know
we're
what I mean?
standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's their getaway, and they get to come in here, and me too. And like I always say, you leave your luggage at the door. Like I'm sure right now we left our problems at the door. We come in, have a good time, but we leave and we pick up our problems.
Yeah.
And when I skydive or go to iFly, I'm in there and I'm my mind is clear. And then when you leave, you got to deal with your everyday problems. But in this case, I'm traveling weekend after weekend, so I don't have to deal with my problems, I guess.
Still, it's got to be kind of exotic. You said you're doing like
Totally.
40 conventions or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
I was watching you have some kind of reality show sort
Yeah.
of thing on the internet, on
Uh-huh.
YouTube. Is
Yeah.
it your channel or who's
Well,
producing this
what
thing?
we did with it's called Con TV, and the network's owned by Wizard World and Cinedigm, and you'll start seeing it a lot more. But it's like an app you can download. Con TV. It's like a Netflix kind of Netflix for nerds, whatever. But it's got a lot of content. I got a show on there called My Morphin Life. Bruce Campbell has a show on there called Last Man Standing. Questioning Yak. Yeah, so
awesome.
it's season 2's on. Season 1 was on YouTube. We just started on YouTube, just sharing my life from jumping out of airplanes and setting the Guinness World Record to my wife fighting in Thailand to base jumping. This episode that's airing yesterday is the episode I broke my foot last year filming base jumping. So it's an 8-minute, 9-minute fun, no drama. Well, there's a little drama in this one because I broke my foot. But other than that, though, it's just a fun little show that I can share my life with people, and it does cover like convention scene.
Well, yeah, that was one of the ones I was watching earlier
Yeah.
today. Was you were getting pretty wiped out from
Yeah,
just
that was it,
long
licensing,
days
yeah.
of doing the
Yeah.
conventions, and it just seems like I mean I could tell that you're really committed to doing it and
Yeah.
everything, but doing it all summer long. You're saying it's not a full-time job. It kind of sounds like a
It
full-time
totally
job.
is, man. I have I run a clothing line called Tunnel Rats, which is my skydiving clothing line. I got a clothing line, Jesus Didn't Tap, which I sponsored Ken Shamrock. Last fight for Kimbo. Now he's fighting tonight. He's fighting tonight. And he just released his show, so we get Jesus Didn't Tap everywhere. So I got the Rising Sun Karate Corporations, the TrainMeJDF.com, and then this stuff. So yeah, I do get overloaded, but the fact is, this is the stuff that I like. And like I said, when it ends, we got our problems that we got to deal with. I can be on 24/7 as long as it's this kind of stuff, the media and the fans, but it's the traveling and the getting wiped out and getting sick. Like that last show, I just don't have it to quit on people, and it's not necessarily for them. It's more of a thing for me. Like I gotta get through this, man. But my life's been like that for 41 years now. Sometimes it gets tiresome. Man. That's why when I skydive and base jump or do the wind tunnels, I just don't have to think of anything except pull my parachute.
Where do you do base jumping?
Went to Twin Falls. We covered at Twin Falls. It's a legal year-round bridge. It's 483. All my friends do it illegally, pretty much everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
You
ever done that? Have you ever jumped off a building somewhere?
I jumped from underneath the bridge at nighttime. That was like it wasn't legal. But the thing is, it's funny because base jumping is not illegal. It's just getting there, trespassing, and the time. So you could jump. Technically, I can skydive if I wanted to and land here. I just need a pilot that's willing to, break the airspace up there. So it's not illegal. They get you on a lot of other stuff. So you get caught jumping, they'll cut your parachute, cut your lines, take you to jail, big old stories. So I stay away from that.
So when you come into town, how many days do you come into town when you do a convention?
This particular convention, I'm here Thursday through Monday, and sometimes I'll come on Wednesday, depending on the show and all that stuff. I personally like to do media, just because not just to promote the show, but to promote everything that I'm doing, but also reach out to the fans and let them know I'm still here.
Right.
After all these years, and I'll have huge lines in the convention because I have such a loyal fan base.
Right.
I feel like I wonder why, but I feel like I give to them. I feed their emotional bank account where if I have favors and they need to watch something, then they'll say, hey, I'll do that for you. So on these shows I come about 4 or 5 days per show. So when I get home, I have like 3 days, which to do all my business and all my personal stuff. So yeah, it's pretty much living out of suitcases, you know.
So when you come to town, like you mentioned, if there is if we did have that wind tunnel up, would you just go and visit that during the day and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would probably invite some of the fans to come down there. I fly a lot of fans. I got my instructor rating down there. We did like a 3-week night course. On top of everything else I'm doing, I did this course at night. My wife's like, "You're crazy. You're never going to be done." It was done at nighttime from with John Walker, an instructor of mine, from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then that was Monday through Friday. And then I traveled on tour on top of that. So my mind was just fried, man. I was coming to media like a zombie. Like my questions were pre-programmed. Like green's my favorite color. And, and all this other stuff, but yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I totally would, and I'd probably invite some of the fans to come up there. I love sharing my different experiences. We all have a hobby, and the people that are coming to this convention this weekend, that is their hobby.
Yeah,
Comic-Con is like their skydiving. Comic-Con is like their football, baseball, and they're very knowledgeable about it, and it's getting huge. Like I saw the other day a cosplay magazine that was just about cosplaying, and I didn't think I was actually in it on someone sent it to me, and I was like, I'm actually in this on page 41, but...
for those who don't know, cosplay, that's dressing up in the costumes, right?
Yeah, dressed up as a costume, making costumes. It's become a really big thing. Yeah. And some of the guys now are looking better than the people in the movies. That's how great they're making the costumes.
Yeah.
And
it's great in every city that it comes to, right? Because I remember last year when Comic-Con was here in Sacramento, there are people just dressed up in just incredible costumes.
Yep.
So,
do you get to keep the helmet? Do you have a Power Ranger helmet at home?
I got a lot of Power Ranger stuff. It wasn't necessarily keep them. I just happen to have a whole bunch.
It's still on loan.
But when they throw away Dave Letterman's set in the dumpster, I mean, it's up for grabs, right?
Hey, they did that with Power Rangers every season. They got rid of every set, every season, everything on Power Rangers. And so I was thinking, it'd be great to have a museum or build something,
Yeah.
But they got rid of it every single season.
That's crazy. I can't believe people.
Yeah. I have the original Dragon Dagger. It's just, oh my god, it's so bad.
It's so that's terrible. Off.
It's just all foam and a wire, and so people nowadays they dress up and they have all these cool things. I want to see the Dragon Dagger, man. I'm like, okay, I'm warning you, it's gonna be epic, and then I'm like, whoop, and they're oh my god, that's it. But back then, yeah, dude, 22 years ago, hey, foam and a wire created the Dragon Dagger. There you go.
That's great. Hey, well, thanks for coming by. It's been great, Jason. Thanks a lot.
I got a karate class Sundays I teach up there, too. I know it kind of sounds at the Wizard World.
Okay.
I know it kind of seems strange at Comic-Con and karate, but it's a huge success in the turnout because I teach them a few karate moves, and then they can adapt that to their character of playing a superhero. So it actually does mix and merge a little bit.
They're doing it right there at the convention center?
Yeah, we do it inside. I have it. It's at 1:30. It's like
1:30 on Sunday.
Okay. And it's funny, man. I teach karate around the world, but they come in here and see cosplayers and teaching Spider-Man and Batman karate, and they can all use it. They all definitely use the karate moves. So I sharpen their skills up a little bit.
Oh,
I
God.
guess, so.
Do you have that on any of your episodes, like the Joker, just all these superheroes doing karate moves?
I definitely need to. That's a good idea.
That's a great shot. The shot would be amazing.
Awesome.
That's cool. So what's your schedule at Wizard World?
Well, today I'll be there all day. I've got some photo ops today. Saturday, I'm doing a photo op with the Green Ranger Superpower Beatdown helmet, which I normally don't do it, but I have it now, so I've been doing photos on Saturday.
Okay.
Just meet and greets, a Q&A. I have a Q&A tomorrow. And then Sunday at 1:30 I have the karate class, and I think the Q&A tomorrow is at 3 o'clock.
What's the deal with the karate class? You got to sign up for that, or you just show up?
Just free, man. Show up. I mean, I'm telling you, every show I've been doing this because I do a lot of free stuff, and sometimes at Comic-Con you don't get free stuff,
Right.
No,
a lot of you'll meet a lot of great actors that you can say hi. That's me. You can come to my table. You don't need money to come up and say hi.
Right.
And I'll give you something too. So the pressure's off for people that have big families. I'll take care of you guys. But the karate class is the same thing. So it's free. So first come, first serve. People are like, it's me. So just get there. Get there a little bit earlier. And I just tell people, I would tell them what to wear, but just wear anything because I'm teaching the Joker and everything else. So
right.
We should totally get the Jack mascot out there.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Teaching Iron Man karate.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, cool.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you, man.
Once again, I know you posted some on social media right before this. What's your where can we follow you?
Okay, cool, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I have 3 first names, Jason David Frank. And it's funny because when my wife called me, she thought I lived with 3 people. She said, "You've reached Jason David Frank." So I always joke, "Hey, when you came over, were you disappointed?" You know, I mean,
Do they call you Frank on set?
no,
Because I saw somebody calling you Frank.
Yeah, they call me JDF now.
Oh, JDF.
JDF.
It's JDF.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm used to that. But it's Jason David Frank official fan page on Facebook. And
Okay.
then Twitter and Instagram is JDFFFN. Stands for Jason David Frank, Fearless Frank Nation.
Okay.
You know, so
We'll put it on our page.
yeah,
too.
yeah. Put on the
Link
page,
to it.
link it. And I spend so much time on social media, man. Like
Yeah.
I spend so much time, and I read a lot of things, and any negative things, it's okay to just erase and block. It's the power of social media. You know, you can make friends just by a swipe of your hand now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You're my friend. Boop boop.
Right. That's it.
So,
Cool. Well, thanks a lot.
thank you,
Have fun out at
Appreciate it.
Comic Con, man.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Could we grab a quick
Yeah, sure.
picture? I want to